Hey beautiful people, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Sandra and this is Biometrics, a place for understanding tech and creating exciting narratives around it. If this is your first time, welcome, and do not forget to share, like, and subscribe. So on today's video, I'm going to be talking to you about the application process of an e-passport. I recently applied for an e-passport. This is not my passport. I applied for someone else who's not in the country, and I want to talk about applying for an e-passport, the process, and how technology can actually help aid the current process that's actually happening at this moment. So if this is something that you'd want to watch or you'd like to share to someone else who's trying to apply for a passport, want to know what it is about, stay tuned. So if you're a returning subscriber, you know that 4 months ago I did a video on the e-passport. On that video I was literally just defining what an e-passport is. I have seen a lot of different videos when people talk about the passport, their experiences, but on this video is very different because I want to talk about the process on applying the e-passport currently in Zimbabwe and how we can actually have IT aid into this and I feel like technology should be helping in these processes. There's a lot of data lying around with the application process, the passport application process, that can be used to use. You know, that's the importance of information systems, using data into information that can be used for making decisions, for better processes, you know. So there are a lot of people who have applied for passports, and there have been a backlog of passports, and then the e-passport was introduced. In order for you to apply for an e-passport, you should not have a pending passport application. This is for people who applied passport, I think 2-3 years ago, and their passports are not yet out. So you cannot apply for an e-passport with a pending passport application. So what you normally do is just to top up the amount so that you can get your passport faster, or you can cancel that application. Once it's cancelled, you can then apply for an e-passport. But I feel like there's no portal to see or to actually have these certain things, so it means you have to go to your center. So I wish if we could have like a normal portal that shows pending applications, so that you can just enter your details, probably your ID number or your full name, you know. So it's just a matter of just putting that information, and then they just tell you if you have applied probably in 2020, like that. The call to actions is either you make a payment of a top-up of maybe $100 or you cancel. So you can actually do it on the platform. And then for people who then cancel, you then prompted to say, okay, so now you can then apply for an e-passport, probably give privilege to those people, and then you can have probably like a number that is like a privilege number or a VIP treatment, because I mean, you have been waiting for this long time. The least you can do is just not queue up again. So I think there should be a portal for the pending applications where people can choose whether they can cancel the application or they can top up the app and go ahead with the application. Okay, so when you want to apply for a passport, you basically go to the passport center, and the first step when you get there is get your document checked. So when they check your documents, they give you a number, and when they give you a number, you then go to the bank to make your payment. They have a bank in that banking hall. I've never seen a faster moving bank in Zimbabwe in the longest time. Okay, probably because they're just doing one type of transaction, which is deposit taking. But you just make a payment. When you get your receipts about making a payment, you then move on to the next stage. So if you're applying a passport for someone who is not in Zimbabwe, they call it external application. The person, wherever they are, they have to go to the embassy or the consulate of Zimbabwe in the country that they are. They fill up the application form from there. They do the biometrics. They make a payment. I don't know if, how much it is in different currencies, but they make a payment and then send the documents to you. With the documents, they have to have a letter of authorizing that says, I authorize this person to do the application as well as to collect the passport for you. So when you do that, you still go to the first stage. They check the documents and then you go to the payment. So that one is identical for a person who is in the country and a person who is not in the country. There is a booking platform that's there. I've used it and it sent a confirmation that you have made a booking for this time. But when you get there, you're like literally confused. It doesn't show so much information about what you need to do. So it's only for VIP, I've realized, for people who are taking the 48-hour passport, and doesn't apply for a person who's taking the normal 7-day passport or for the external application that take 21 days. So if you are doing those processes, then don't even bother to make a booking with that platform, because you will not be helped. You need to be queuing up with the rest of the people who are doing the 120 passport. So once you make the payment, it comes back to the next stage, which is filling up an application. So on this place, that's when people get an application form and then fill up. So if you are in the country, you're applying for yourself, that's when you fill up the application form and queue up. If you are doing an external one, like the one that I did, you just go with your application form and then submit it to the person. Once you submit it to the person, they just tell you, okay, so come back after 21 days. With the people who are also doing the application, they submit and then they go into the biometric. They have their pictures taken, they have their fingerprints taken, and they are told you come back after 7 days or 48 hours to collect your passport. I was just thinking about this whole application process. It's simple. You queue up, you get your number, you make your payment, you do your application form, or you submit your application form, you get your biometrics, and then you wait, right? But how do I think technology can come into helping this process? I'm taking an instance at which I just submitted and then I was told 21 days. So I remember counting 21 days and then say, okay, remind me during this time, and I just set a reminder so that can be reminded of when to go and collect the passport, right? But for instance, a person is not in the country, they want to maybe collect money, or they want to change their houses, they want to change jobs, they want to pick shifts, a lot of stuff that just wants them guarantee to show that the person has applied. I think there should be a portal that just, when you key in information to say, okay, the information for Tandiwe Moyo has been collected. We acknowledge that the registrar is doing the application process for Tandiwe Moyo, and it takes 21 days as from this day. Just like a normal template document that is already set. So it's just a matter of just picking the day of the collection and the name, and then just send it via email to the person, so that a person can also have confidence in showing other people. So after the stipulated time frame is done, you just go to collect your passport. You have to go with your receipt, the one with the reference number. It's your national ID, not your license, the national ID, and any other documentation. If you're collecting for someone on behalf of someone, the affidavit that you're collecting on behalf of someone. And then you just go and you queue up on the collection process. They'll call you in, and you go there, they key in the details, and then they'll tell you, is it in production or is it done? If it's done, they'll tell you to wait, and then later someone else will call you and tell you, okay, you can come and collect. You check the details, you sign. Okay, so this is what happens when you're collecting. But I actually thought they could send bulk SMS or an email to acknowledge, okay, your passport is in production. What I actually feel like is just to have like a tracking system. So you have applied, you have made an application, the document has been sent out, is in production and ready for collection. So like when you've sent a parcel, and you can just go and put your reference number, and you can check whether your parcel has been collected, has left the post office or wherever it is now en route to the driver. Even when you are like ordering food, it tells you, okay, it's still in the kitchen, the food has been collected, but the driver is en route and then it's coming. You can literally track your process. I feel like technology should actually come into handy in terms of that. The guy who was there, a young gentleman, and he really wanted to go to South Africa, and he went there. So he was sitting next to me, and then he was told his application is still in production. If we could have something like that, then a person can actually know that your passport is ready. And once your passport is ready for collection, what could be done is an SMS to send, your application is ready for collection, please come and collect from this day and date. But I feel like they should be having these IT systems to help with the application process. But other than that, if there are any issues with your application process, I applaud that they did call me. We had issues with the national ID, the information there, so they did give me a call in the morning. They told me to come. I went there. They told me what I'm supposed to do. I actually had to take my application form back and work on the other documents that they needed, and once everything was done, the application process went on. But like I'm saying, if there was a tracking system that would show, okay, there's an issue with this, maybe your information for your ID information is not clear, right? A person can just re-upload from the platform, and then they can, see it from there, print it out, because it's just, reusing these details, and then they can also verify. There are a lot of people who have been scamming other people. I don't know why people find it very, like, it's a business model. They're, trying to steal from other people. I've heard that there are people who have say you can apply for a passport online, send via Mukuru or something. There is no online application currently. Unfortunately, you have to send someone, or you have to do it by yourself, and the person needs to go there physically to do the application. If we can also have probably an integrated delivery service, but I know obviously if you want to have your passport, you need to confirm the details if they are right or not, in case probably there's something missing out, when you collect. So if they can integrate it with a courier service, you can then say, okay, yeah, I want my passport to be delivered. So do share your thoughts. If you have applied for an e-passport before, do let me know how your process was. If you want to apply for a passport, this is simple, the steps are simple, you just have to brace yourself. And if you are abroad and you want someone to do it for you, this is just simply the process can be done. I have the passport here that I did for someone who's not in the country. If you did apply for an e-passport, let me know about your thoughts. I try to answer a lot of questions that came through my previous YouTube video about the e-passports. So let me know what you think down in the comment below, and until next time, goodbye.